Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. 45 minutes of your updates, your questions answered in all the comments under my YouTube videos and on X and Instagram. XRP, Bitcoin, Japan, Ripple, banks, all of that, we're going to cover that. Government spending, we're going to cover government spending, why that's important for you as an investor. It's not what you earn, but it's actually what you don't spend that makes you rich. Then we're going to talk about Ferrari or rubbish, very important for my predictions this afternoon. The financials, is that the way to go? Google, Best Buy, buybacks from CEOs, I know, because today I've taken the day off and I've been on the phones talking to CEOs, hedge fund managers. I know what they're about to buy back. Google buybacks. We'll talk about that in a moment. Tilray, no backing in government. I told you about it. Uncertainty. We'll talk about that. And Apollo 13. Houston, we have a problem. The unknown, take it off the table. And lastly, Coca-Cola oversold, Best Buy, and what's my price predictions for Bitcoin and XRP and the market. And by the way, I'm 100% certain. So stick to the end of this video. You're going to get all those questions answered. Going to get my predictions, back it up with $260,000 of my own money. I'm going to share everything with you, answer everything, and explain why. Are you ready? Okay, first of all, tap the like button. I'm making this video during a live show. I wasn't here this morning. Thank you for your support. I've been absolutely exhausted doing 15-hour days, and I took the morning off thanks to one of my members who donated $100 for me to take the time off. Thank you very much. Please click subscribe and ring the bell if you like content like this. We aim to be the most honest and trusted source of information. Everything you see here is real, my real money, my real positions, and everything is as it is. I'll answer every question, show you everything. 100% is upfront and shown to you. Okay, so let's start off. XRP, Japan. Let's go straight over to it. This is our XRP. Right now, looking very, very dodgy at the moment. I did say to you that I would not be in crypto right now. We took our profits. We gave you 5 or 6 times to trade this. We told you about the 50% drop. We got that. Sensei was right again. I would not be in this right now. Why? Because at the moment when people start making up stories, we got Michael Saylor coming on saying I would never sell my Bitcoin, at the same time as YouTubers are constantly making videos about all the banks in Japan taking XRP, and in fact XRP replacing all banking systems imminently. We do believe in it, but we don't believe it's imminent, so be very careful. A lot of speculative action in XRP. So I did mention at the beginning of this video, didn't I, something to do with Apollo 13. If you watched Apollo 13, you may remember the director of NASA when they had the accident in space. The film, remember, with Tom Hanks. He did say people were coming up to him making suggestions of how we could bring the astronauts back to Earth. And they were making all kinds of predictions and gambles based upon unknowns. And one of those was, shall we turn on the engine? And they said, we don't know the state of the engine. Let's take that off the table. If you don't know the state of something, take it off the table. Because I can guarantee, and I'm going to prove it to you right now with all my numbers and my predictions, that if you always make profits, never lose, and I get criticized for this, but it's true. Just go and check. Since I rebalanced my portfolio over a year ago, 19 trades, 19 wins. I never lose money, and I will never lose money again. That's not an opinion. That's a fact, and you see it here. So if you take off losses from the table and consistently win, it outweighs all those super gains and all those super losses, which you inevitably will make if you do speculate. So like Apollo 13 said, we have a problem. Take it off the table. It's an unknown. Find another solution. So right now we've got speculation about XRP being taken by banks. It is purely speculation. I know. I've spent the day off today talking to CEOs, hedge fund managers, and those in the projects, and I can tell you There's no confirmation, including no confirmation still from Bank of America. Brian Moynihan, the CEO. I've been in constant contact with Bank of America, have not yet spoken to Brian Moynihan, but I do know there's no confirmation. However, it hasn't stopped YouTubers and websites creating content to the contrary. Be very careful. Now then, I'll come back to my prediction on XRP price later on at the end of this video. It's only going to be short, so please do stick with me as we now move on to government spending and why it's important for you to predict where the markets are going. And I'm 100% certain on this. Tap the like button and consider subscribing. Now, you may have heard in the news from the White House, from our new press secretary, that government spending from Elon Musk and Doge is being thrashed out, finding loopholes and money being sent everywhere. Now, you may look at that and you might think, hang on a minute, that's a good idea. We've got money being sent all around the world for all kinds of nefarious projects. I'm sure on the face of it, you will agree they sound ridiculous, unnecessary, and you'd go, let's save money, because if we save money, the economy does well. The markets does well. We know Trump likes the stock market. He likes to see it up. He looks at it every day. Bit like me, really. So I totally get that. However, let me give you some first-hand experience. I too was once involved in government. If I'd stood in my seat, which is like being a senator in America, I would now be a member of parliament. I turned it down to travel around the world instead. That's another story for another day. So I know a little bit about government. And years ago, I had a show called One Night in Vegas, and I toured all over the world with it, mainly in Britain and Europe, but I did tour all over the world at different points. And while I was doing it, I did it all on my own. I never asked for government funding or support or handouts from anyone. However, while I was doing this, I learned a lot about government support, and it's exactly what's happening today in America. The British government were giving certain people in the arts certain grants and free money. And the reason why this happens is you grace favour. You oil the wheels of politics. I give you this, you give me that. And then the theatres were telling me that this particular show, I'm using this as an example, this Russian ballet show that was being brought in, they couldn't sell any tickets. Nobody wanted to go, except they had to employ this show to make sure that they got their grant from the government. So everybody was paying somebody to get something. I wasn't. I was on my own and I was selling the theatre out, but I got no support and I'm a local Englishman getting nothing. This Russian company was basically, a few years later, was found to be crooked because the guy running the company was bringing in dancers that were all underage. They were all being abused and taken advantage of, paid nothing, just given somewhere to live in the UK and promised a better life. And then when they found out a few months later, just get replacements. The moral of the story is, though, money from the government was being given to this company to support the arts, to do deals with Russia, arms deals, whatever it might be, government doing deals, and all the rest of it. So when you look at the government spending, you need to consider it does sound really bad, and it probably is really bad, but there's always a reason behind it. You might not agree with it, but the point is you don't know. Just like I said a few moments ago about being armed and knowing what your investments are, you need to know the true story. It's very, very easy to just sell the headline. A lot of swearing going on right now as well in government. Everyone seems to be using swear words all over the place. Doesn't seem to matter anymore. Sell the news, create headlines. Just be very aware. I am fully aware that these are bad things that we're hearing, but there's often a reason why governments give away money because other things come the other way. That's all I'm saying on that. I have first-hand experience. So the reason why I mention this is it's very important as we go on to my predictions, because it's not what you earn, it's what you don't spend or don't lose that makes you rich. 100% guarantee. I've got now $260,000 invested. There's my cash, there's my margin, there's my Roth IRA. That comes to $260,000, and I started with $5,000. I don't lose money on my trades. I never lose money, and I'm consistently making money. Stop losing money, stop wasting money, whether you're the government or someone else, and you consistently win, and you'll always outperform those who have bigger gains, bigger returns, because at the end of the day, it's not what you have today, it's what you have tomorrow. Next, we're going to move on to Ferrari or rubbish. I've got my XRP prediction coming up in a moment. So Ferrari or rubbish, I spoke to you a couple of days ago. I put a video out, is why is everyone so excited about Binky Bonk? Right now, I'm making a video and I've got 243 people watching me because I'm talking about crypto in the title, XRP, which I'm talking about, and I'm going to come on to further information in a moment. 2 days ago, I did Ferrari and I did Pfizer, and I had 55 people watching me. Ferrari was an amazing earnings, an amazing business, always makes money, incredible business, but no one cares. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is people would rather watch Binky Bonk. And you know why? This is very important because the people that like to invest don't watch YouTube. Sound crazy, right? Well, if you're a multi-millionaire, billionaire, you're sat on your yacht, you've got all your money in Ferrari or the S&P 500 or something like that, you don't need to watch the market or YouTube because you're always making money. You know what you own and you own it. So, Ferrari or rubbish? Own Ferrari. That then led to some comments. You commented me in your hundreds, a lot of spam, of course, on my YouTube channel. I get lots of spam comments, and I apologize for all the bots that seem to just have a field day on my channel. Apologize for that. I try to prevent it all the time. But it was one comment that kept coming back from people saying, that's all right for you. We can all afford Binky Bonk, but we can't afford Ferrari. I want to tell you right now, you can buy $1 of Ferrari just the same way as you can buy $1 of Coke of Binky Bonk. It's the percentage, it's not the money. You don't have to own a whole share of anything. Fractional sharing is just as good as owning a whole coin. Would you rather own $1 of Ferrari or $1 of Binky Bonk? Think about it. One you can own and you are in the big boys club. One is speculative gambling. You're never going to lose your money on Ferrari. You own a piece of history and you're going to always make money. It's about the percentages, not about the numbers. Okay, the dollar amount, I mean. Okay, moving on. Hopefully you've tapped the like button. My next subject was financials. Now, I made a prediction and I've been 100% right. I've not been wrong on any of my calls in the last 18 months when it comes to basically everything on the show. You can check all my videos. I keep track of all my predictions and I've been spot on with the rate cuts, the predictions, what to buy, what not to buy. And I've been telling everyone, this is my portfolio right now, doing very well. 100% in the S&P. As you know, I always do what I say and say what I do, and everything's on the screen for you. 100%, as you can see, in the S&P. So I don't pump and dump anything. You know this is real. However, what have I said to you for the last 6 months? Not only are we going to see a slowdown this year and then go into a bear market, which we are going to get volatility after the election, but that's inevitable. We all knew that anyway. That's no prediction. But I said to you, the best stocks to be in are financials. Financials are what's keeping up the S&P 500 right now. The financials are outperforming. I was right. You can all go and check that. I also told you that Coca-Cola is going to outperform the S&P. It is. Here's my Roth IRA, 100% in Coca-Cola. Now, you might say, well, hang on a minute, VU is up 3.8 and Coca-Cola is down 4. How can you say it's outperforming? Well, it is because the 0.65 left of VU in my Roth IRA was bought a couple of years ago, and I sold it all to buy Coca-Cola. And I first bought it, and I was 11% down, then 9% down, then 4% down. I didn't buy it at the bottom. I wasn't trying to time the market. I just wanted to own it and be in for those dividends. And my first dividends pay out in just a few weeks' time. So if you look at the actual growth since I've got it, it has outperformed the S&P, and I can prove that to you there. That's my Roth IRA, and it's up 0.7, 100% of Coca-Cola. If I go to my Roth IRA, it's up 0.68, and remember, that's double because of margin. There's no margin in my Roth IRA. So, like I said, Coca-Cola would outperform the S&P this year. It is, and it still is, and it will continue to do so. The best thing you can buy right now is Coca-Cola. The S&P will slow down. It's not going to do much more, and Coca-Cola will outperform it. You can then get 2 quarters of dividends with Coca-Cola, and then because the S&P VOO reports 2 or 3 weeks later, you can get back in with S&P and get your dividends on the S&P as well. So you can get double dippings without the stock moving too much. That's what I'm doing. That's not financial advice, but that is what's going to happen 100%. Why do I say that? Well, first of all, I'm very confident in what I own. 2, I speak to CEOs every day, hedge fund managers, and I'm 100% certain that is the outcome. And I've been right now for 6 months on that, and it's been doing it consistently, and it's still doing it. Is Coca-Cola still a buy? Yes, it is. Of course it is, because it's 4% down from where I am. So, of course, you can buy it cheaper than I can. So I stand by that. It's still a great buy. Now, moving on, I talked to you about buybacks and Google. We had the report of Google last night. Please smash the like button. Let's try and get 100 likes to this video. It would be amazing. We got 280 watching. If everyone could tap the like button, it'd be amazing to get over 100. We've only got just 20 minutes to go. This is a 45-minute, if that actually, update. Fact after fact after fact, non-stop. I'm hardly breathing. I'm getting through as much as I can for you. So next was Google. 2 nights ago, we heard from Google. If I give you a different perspective now on Google, a different angle, let me show you down here. If we look at Google right now, it's underperformed on its earnings. Now, very often, as we've shown over 4 years of this show, live all day, every day, it's very, very easy for markets to overreact. Google always pays the price for this. It's not sexy and rock and roll enough like Nvidia. We all like Nvidia. Nvidia is booming. Remember, Nvidia does well because Google does well. The biggest part of Nvidia's money is enterprise with Google, Meta, and Amazon. So why is Google down so much? You tell me. No reason whatsoever. It's been oversold. It's a good buy. If you look at the forward PE, Google Tech is the best value tech stock you can buy right now. 100%. So Google is a good buy right now. Plus, I can confirm today, having spoken with some CFOs and CEOs, there are buybacks in most of the Mag 7 about to occur. These oversellings are attracting CEOs to instruct buybacks. Don't be surprised if you wake up in a few days and Google is up 8 or 9%. If that happens, you're going to make a stonking fortune because this is a solid buy at this price. Everything about it was good. You heard about YouTube. I gave you the advanced warning. I told you the numbers in Google were good. How do I know that? Inside information, because CPM, cost per 1,000. I know how much money I earn per 1,000. It's 1,000 views. The ads are going up. People are bidding more money to advertise on Google, which means Google and YouTube are making more money, and I'm making more money. So I gave you a bit of an inside track there. Now, buybacks have been confirmed for many of the Mag 7. All right, I'm now going to move on to my next one before I come to XRP and finally give you my final prediction. Tap the like button and consider subscribing. We've now got over 100 likes. Thank you very much indeed. Now, my next one I spoke about was Tilray, ticker symbol TLRY, and I'm trying to be really efficient with this. Here we go, and get it up really quickly. Now, this one I took loads of heat for. Once again, I was spot on. How do I know this? If you don't know, and I'll give you my Instagram at X, I have some connections in the government now on X and Instagram. I talk to people on the floor, and I have a good idea what the government are saying about rescheduling. And I said to you, it's not their priority. It never was the Republican Party priority. It was the Democratic Party. Trump then said, I want to do that because it was popular. However, it's not their focus right now. And yesterday I told you that this stock, 2 days ago, in fact, I said to you, it was going to be delisted. It was going to go under $1, which it did. And then I said it would pop on the news of that and sell right off. The moment it went under $1, I made that statement. And it did, and I took a lot of flack from people on YouTube, emailing me and leaving me comments going, you're an idiot, it's gone straight up 10%. Yes, I said it would pop and dump. Now, why did it pop and why did it dump? Many people have lost a lot of money with Tilray. So the moment they could buy it under $1, they knew it would pump. That was inevitable to happen, and they dumped it straight away and took profit straight away. So just remember that there was no doubt about that. And if it had been absolutely great and a free gift, it would have stayed up, wouldn't it? Because it was apparently, in your opinion, so cheap. The story, the narrative has changed for Tilray. It no longer is focusing on the C word business. I don't want to say it because it'll flag my my YouTube channel. However, it focuses on now on the alcohol business, and that is not really why people bought it in the first place. They kind of hung around for it. There are better buys in that space. Take DraftKings, for example, if you want to be in that space. So I was absolutely right. Again, it popped, it dumped, and now people are running around trying to scramble off each other. Now, talking about tech, very, very important as we come to our XRP finale. I did say to you that Palantir was a real concern of mine, a real worry. What we've noticed recently, in recent times, Elon Musk was the pioneer of this, but in recent times, we've seen more and more rock and roll, sensationalistic headlines, drama, swearing, and all the rest of it seem to come in to investing and giving people encouragement. Palantir is probably the biggest and worst example of that. Great product, love what they're doing. However, when you are addressing your audience on an earnings call, even though the earnings call is extremely professional, by the way, until we start swearing, F-bomb, S-bomb, and then at the end of the call, we covered it live, Alex Karp spoke to the Palantirians, called them the Palantirians like a fan club. I said, be very, very careful. Why? It's 230 times earnings. And everybody laughed at me for saying that. Well, it's just a fact. It's 230 times earnings. I then said to you, and I know this for a fact, not just because I read the numbers, but I do, again, speak to Wall Street managers, and I can confirm to you that while Alex Karp is telling you to join the Palantirian army, which is virtually against SEC regulations, what is he doing? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's selling it. There he is. Alex Karp, the CEO, and the team are selling it. That's inside selling at Palantir. Now, I can confirm that not just on the chart there, but having spoken to people on the ground. I do like Palantir. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but would you pay $230 for a can of Coke worth $1? No. The secret to making money, I always make money, I never lose, is you buy a great business that's undervalued. Not just buy a great business. Very, very important. No one seems to care. I even put a poll out on my community pages, what we call the Lucas Archie, saying, would you pay any price for Palantir? 85% of you said, yes, you would. You've joined the Palantirian army while your leader is selling it underneath you. That is the very definition of insanity. But it doesn't stop people from doing it, so carry on. Fill your boots. I don't care. If you pump it up, it just makes me money because it's part of the S&P and I never sell it. So carry on. Fill your boots. But it's absolutely bonkers and ridiculous. Now then, right at the beginning of the video, we started talking about XRP and crypto, and I wanted to make a prediction. And I used the analogy Apollo 13. Take the unknown off the table. So now I'm going to give you my prediction and turn my studio, which is green right now. I'm outperforming the market. As I said, Coca-Cola is beating the S&P. I confirmed it would. I told you Tilray was going to pop and drop. I told you Palantir was too expensive. I told you Google was the best value stock. It is. I've made my predictions. I'm now of where my portfolio is going to go. I said I'd get to 150,000 just in cash by the end of the year. I was actually 2 weeks late, but I think you can forgive me for that. So I'm now going to give you our XRP prediction. We gave you 5 times a chance to trade this and make money. It even went down 50% like we predicted. I took a lot of flack for that. I said it would. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. That was right also. So to round everything up with a final prediction as we end out this video, it's a live stream, thanks for joining me. Right now, we have got a lot of uncertainty in the government. We've still got the threats of tariffs. I don't for a second think the tariffs are going to be an issue. However, they are a bargaining tool at the moment, so volatility is bound to happen. Why is crypto down now? Why is the S&P up so much? Well, for all the reasons I've given you so far, but more importantly, volatility will come the next 2 days because we got the big earnings tomorrow night. We got Amazon, and of course on Friday the jobs report. The jobs report will be fine. I'm going to make my prediction for March. I've been right 100% of the time on this. My prediction for March will be we get a rate cut with the Fed. Now, I am 95% certain on this one. Normally, I'm 100%, but I'm 95% certain on a rate cut. I'm 100% certain on no hikes at all. So there's no hikes at all, but 95% certain we'll get a rate cut. Now, why I'm only 95% certain? Because there are a few unknowns that I will need to know by Friday. By Friday, when I have the jobs report, I'll be 100%. But right now, I'm 95%. So I'm not buying anything right now. You don't want to buy anything in the S&P because it's going to run out of steam shortly. And some of you will say, "Well, don't you want to be buying now? Or if the rates are going to be coming down, your margin is going to get cheaper." Absolutely not. An investor always wants to be ahead of the game. It's a game of chess, not checkers. If you look at my portfolio there, and you can see the details of my margin. There it is. Let me just light it up. There it is. You can see I'm currently paying at 5.25. If I show you the rates, I'm on the second one from the bottom. Look at that. I'm on the 100 to a million rate. So I'm on the second best you can get there. Really good. Second from the bottom, that is. Now, the reason why I've said I'm not buying anymore, I'm fully invested. And what will happen is, as we go on throughout the year, the market will start going sideways. It kind of always is, already is. Coca-Cola will take over. I can do 2 or 3 quarters of dividends, then buy back just in time for the S&P at the same price as where we are now in about 6 months' time, and pick up a third set of earnings, 2 on Coca-Cola and then 1 for the S&P. At that point, the rates will start coming down, and you'll go, "Well, why don't you want to be in more in margin?" Because now margin has got cheaper. No, I've gone through the hardest time with rates up at the highest level. As they come down, everybody else will be piling in, and then the market will start to go up the following year. Not initially. Remember, the bull market is always a lot smaller than the bear market is a lot smaller than the bull market. So we might only get a bear market for a 6 month to 12 months. But looking ahead, people will start to buy because rates are coming down, so my portfolio will already start to move up, and that will more than compensate for me paying a little bit more than I could if I'd waited. I don't want to wait for everyone else to pile in. That's a lemming. I want to set the trend by investing when everybody is selling or going sideways. But now I've done enough. I can sit and wait. There's no point buying right now. So that's my prediction. Now we'll talk about XRP, where I see it going. Well, I've made it quite clear throughout this video, the strategy should be do absolutely nothing right now. You shouldn't be buying, you shouldn't be selling, you should be in Coca-Cola, you should be in the S&P 500, you should be owning Google through the S&P, you should be owning Nvidia through the S&P, you shouldn't be in speculative stocks at all because there's unknowns. Apollo 13, Houston, we have a problem. Tilray popped up, straight back down. XRP, too many people making up false claims, and I know because I talked to the people at the projects, too many false claims being battered around. I don't know where this is going, but long term, I see it going to $10. When? I've no flipping idea, but I can see it going there. Is it worth buying here now? No, I wouldn't buy it here. Remember, my members bought it at 38 cents. They're never going to lose their money. People who buy it here most certainly could lose their money. There are too many unknowns, so we take that off the table. Will it ultimately be around in 10, 20 years? No. I think most crypto will be gone in 10, 20 years. I think the real money will be the Ripple network, the XRP Ripple network, and they'll make and that would be an investment buying Ripple. You can already do that as a private investor, but you will eventually be able to do that publicly once they IPO. So there's my thoughts for XRP, the overall market, where I see everything going. I backed it up with my real money. I've answered everybody's questions. Thank you very much. I want to thank everyone today who allowed me to take the morning off. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you've all subscribed to the channel. Let's have a quick look and see how many people joined us throughout this live stream. We had 1,200 people join. That's wonderful. Thank you. We've had 28,000 views over 48 and 62,256 subscribers. Thank you very much indeed. We should be at 100,000 subscribers by the summer, and I want to thank everyone for being part of this network. That's it from me. There is a poll in the chat. I will just read this out. Vaz wanted to know what you wanted to hear, and Vaz, I could have predicted that, mate. You know, the audience don't know what they want until they get it. So it's 50-50, just about. You decide, my friend. You got to be the captain of your own ship. It's good to get an audience feedback, but mostly you need to know where and how to steer your own ship. Don't rely on everyone telling you what to do, because if they did know what they were doing, they'd be doing it themselves. That's it from me. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here and over here, I'll put something else. This will come out as its own video very shortly, and I'll be back in the morning. Tomorrow morning, we've got a big, big special. Yes, he's back. The man from the gold mine. Who am I talking about? Find out. He's about to go public, and you can be in on a stock before it goes pre-IPO. Join me in the morning if you want to know more about that. That's it from me. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you've all enjoyed this. Remember, it's easy to make money. I make money all the time. The hard part is to keep it. Be an owner. Know what you want. Own it. Keep it. I've not sold a single share now for way over 1 year. In fact, not way over, 1 year and 1 month. I've not sold a single share. Once again, above my head, down below in the description, over here, over here. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.